If you want to change your life, if you want to improve any results that you have, it's going to first require you to transform your mindset. You're never going to be the same person you were in the past and suddenly create new results. You're not going to have the same habits you have now and suddenly create superior results. You're not going to be able to stay the same and watch your life improve randomly. It doesn't work that way. You have to learn to reprogram or change your mindset if you want to elevate in this life. Whether you want to crush it in business and make more money, you want to be more disciplined and ferocious in your fitness and nutrition than ever before, you want to be a better husband, better family man, whatever it is, it requires you to elevate your mindset. So in this clip, I want to talk to you about the 3 ways that you can reprogram the brain and really evolve yourself. This clip is for anybody who feels stuck, who has tried and failed to make changes, who has had a bunch of false starts, right? All those New Year's resolutioners out there, this video is for you. If you want to change your life forever, pay attention. This is how it works. There's 3 ways that we can reprogram the brain. Okay. Number 1 is through traumatic life experience. That's like my situation, going to prison, being falsely accused, facing life in prison. It completely shattered my old belief system and really my identity. And I was able to reprogram my brain because of the trauma I was experiencing. Also, people that have life-threatening experiences like car accidents, thinking they have cancer, plane crashes. You hear these stories, right? So it's traumatic life experiences. I'm going to dive more into that in a second. Number 2 is novel experiences. Look at novel experiences, meaning things that are abnormal, getting out of your comfort zone, right? Moving to a new city, getting out of that friend group that you're in that's keeping you stuck, right? Getting out of that toxic corporation, that company, that toxic culture that you're in. Changing your scenery, changing your environment. You need novel experiences and you need to try things and do things differently in order to shift your thinking and reprogram the brain. And number 3 is repetition. Repetition means every day doing the same thing over and over and over until it's streamlined in your consciousness, like it's who you are, right? You've reprogrammed the brain. That's a new program that you've created that now has been streamlined, and now you can run off that program like autopilot. So let's break these down, because not everybody is going to go through a traumatic life experience like I did. When I was 23 and I was facing life in prison, it completely rocked my world. I could not believe what was happening to me. I could not believe that I was facing life in prison and that I was being accused of a crime that I didn't commit. Like, I knew I was innocent, but nobody else believed me. And so because of the shock and awe of that experience, being isolated in a cell 24 hours a day, thinking that my entire life was over, like, it did something to my brain, right? It really like shifted some things in my mind. It broke that mold, right? That like belief system, that conditioning, everything that I thought, my life was, my identity. It really like shattered that. It cracked it and it enabled me to reprogram my brain. So the shock and awe of that experience made reprogramming, evolving, transforming my life possible. Now, I know a lot of people who have been through some crazy stuff. I know guys who have lost children. I know people who have died and been revived and brought back to life. I was talking to this one guy the other day, and he had bleeding in his brain from an accident. And they told his parents to come in and say his last goodbyes. And so that night he's sitting in a hospital bed and he's saying goodbye to his parents, thinking when he goes to sleep, he's not going to wake up because of the swelling in his brain. Like, that type of trauma has the capacity to shift the way you think, the way you view the world, your whole perception, your identity, your mentality instantaneously. However, most people will never go through those life experiences. So what you can do is create novel experiences. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to be willing to try new things. And this is small things and big things. Read new books, obtain new information, talk to different types of people. Like, be curious about life and seek experiences and information that are going to help you to change your mentality over time. A good example is literally moving to a new city or moving to another part of town. Getting in, like, if you're somebody that's grown up in the same town, the same city, and nothing's changing for you, newsflash, you got to get the fuck out of there. Like, if you stay there, what that environment is doing is keeping you stuck as the version of yourself you currently are. If you want to evolve and change, you got to get out of that environment, because typically you're probably seeing the same people at the grocery store, same people at work, talking to the same family members, the same friend circle. That is going to keep you stuck as the same person that you say you don't want to be, or that person that you need to evolve from in order to change your life and get better results. So another way that we seek out novel experiences is like sign up for a marathon, right? Or go do some crazy hike, like a cross-country hike. Like, do something physical that's going to test you and challenge you. I speak at a lot of events where entrepreneurs and ambitious individuals will come because they want to learn. They want to get out of their environment. They want to, break the monotony in their routines. And they come to these events and they get inspired. It's like a catalyst for growth, right? It ignites them. And that's also why I host masterminds. So I host masterminds every quarter. Last year we did Atlanta, Dallas, California, here in Santa Barbara where I live, and Puerto Rico. And guys flew out from all over the place to attend because they know getting out of their comfort zone, getting in this new environment where they're pushed physically, they learn new skills, they network, they meet people. Like, that's a catalyst for growth. That's a novel experience that, when done consistently, can reprogram your brain, the way you operate, the way you think, what you see in the world, and how you view yourself. It takes time, but when you consistently get out of your comfort zone, this is such a powerful and transformative way to grow. And now number 3 is repetition. This is where most people falter. Most of you watching this can't be consistent. That's why you don't have results. Most of you watching this lack discipline. That's why your physique is the way it is. That's why your money is the way it is. That's why you don't have exceptional results. Trust me, if you could just show up every day, 365 motherfucker, and go all in on the tasks at hand that you know are going to help you to improve your life, most of your problems will start to fade away and you'd see the success start to appear. But most of you can't stay consistent long-term because you start to doubt yourself. You question if this is the path. You get all stuck up here, right? You lose the internal battle. Therefore, you don't show up and follow through with the actions that are required to create the life that you want. Okay, so you need to recognize that. But when it comes to reprogramming the brain, we're talking about shifting your identity, right? Like the guy who goes to the gym for 1,000 days straight, at the end of that 1,000 days, he's going to be a different individual. Like the way he talks, the way he thinks about himself, what he sees as possible in life. He's reprogrammed his brain through just repetition. And you can apply this to anything. The guy that reads 10, 20 pages out of a book a day, the guy that gets up early in the morning every day, the guy that does his training for his sales calls or whatever it is that he's training for in his career every day. Like, the repetition is key to streamline those neural networks, those neural pathways that then become like your mentality, okay? Repetition is key in order to compound results in life. Most people have repetition with bad habits, with negative thinking, with all the bad stuff that keeps them stuck and keeps them sabotaging their potential, right? They're consistently doing things that limit their potential and who they could be versus changing their habits and being consistent in the things that are going to build their life. Okay, so if you want to transform the way you think, the way you see the world, the way you operate, the way you view yourself, and in 2024, if you want to make this the best year of your life, a catalyst for massive growth and massive results for the rest of your life, and you need to reprogram the way you think, the way you operate, like everything about your mindset, because this is everything. Your mindset is going to dictate who you become and how you live and what you achieve in life. Then you either are going to put yourself through some crazy shit or learn how to reframe your thinking. So that traumatic experience that you went through early on in life, how can you reframe it to then use it as a catalyst for growth, right? Number 2 is novel experiences. Get yourself out of your comfort zone, test yourself, challenge yourself, get those experiences that are gonna, rattle your cage a little bit and really alter the way you see the world and yourself. And number 3 is repetition. Put in the work every day, no excuses. The guy that makes excuses has the lame results and he complains about them and he tries to find a reason to justify it. Meanwhile, you're stuck with those lame results. Or you could just say, fuck the excuses, I'm all in. I'm gonna take massive action in my life and I'm gonna show the world what I'm capable of. That's who you're here to become. That's your potential and what's inside of you, but you gotta really tap in on a deeper level and share that person with the world. Make 2024 the year that you stop messing around and you go all in so you can show people how amazing you really are.